And now for Meekins' final testimony, Mystery Man 2. Oh, really, no. Wait a second. How do you have that? Okay, but I still want to know whose number is 7777777. Yeah, that's the right amount of sevens. This particular evidence room is only used for strong storing special. I don't know why I thought this said strong. Special cases. Extremely violent cases involving police staff. It's hearing that makes my hair stand up on end. Me too, although it doesn't make much of a difference. Yay, the last. I don't want to deal with this guy anymore. He's kind of annoying me. So unlike your earlier testimony, you believe this to be rock solid, do you? Yes, sir. Solid as stone, sir. If my hand wasn't wrapped in bandages, I'd even give a V for victory sign. You have another hand. Let's hear him out. Especially when you kind of have the semi-epic theme going. Is that card hanging from your neck one of these ID cards? Yes, sir. This card right next to my cuff, sir. I'll keep it here so I won't ever forget it. But what if someone were to steal it from you, keeping it out in the open like that? Maybe I shouldn't wear it around my neck. Your ID card? Maybe I should just leave this one alone. At any rate, each police officer only has one ID card. Both the police department and the prosecutor's office can attest to this. Okay. Let it be noted that this is the record the witness referred to. Let me see. Yes, that would be it. Detective Goodman. What's the matter? According to this, Mr. Edgeworth, your name is on here. So it is, Your Honor. God, will you people shut up? Not that prosecutor again. Hey, maybe he's behind all this. Being a prosecutor, he can hide the evidence. Mommy, is that man in blue blue? You got the wrong color, kid. I have nothing to be ashamed of regarding my actions or their consequences. For now, let us continue with the cross-examination. These Edwards is taking a beating in this case. Hold it. Earlier, I believe you testified that when you asked the man to show his ID card, he pulled a knife on you. Yes, sir. He didn't show me any ID cards, sir. Don't you think that's odd? I mean, if he had his ID card, all he had to do was show it to you. There wouldn't be any reason to draw a knife. Maybe he's just panicked? Everything stems from contradictions. Let's point them out. I'm confused. Huh. Really? It's too obvious? One must use their ID card? Shlum. What is written on this? Gah. Aha. Lost item report. Something about this seems a bit off, but I'm not going to present it just yet. Time of the crime, he used his ID card. Apparently he's missing something here. If only I knew what it was. If only I knew what it was. I only knew what I was. If I only knew what it fricking was. Bar. Yep, I thought so. Wait a moment. Wait one moment, Officer Meekins. I'm not good at waiting, sir. I have the victim's ID card right here. I found it at the crime scene. That makes sense. When I say crime scene, I'm not referring to the evidence room at the police department. I mean the other crime scene. The underground parking lot of the prosecutor's office. Your Honor, I have one more piece of evidence to present. A very important clue regarding the victim's ID card. Lost item report? Well, it's only half completed. But it shows that Detective Goodman had lost something on the day of the crime. Something important enough to fill his report out. Let me guess. You believe this something was his ID card, right? Why, yes, I believe so. I can't say for sure, but there is a high probability. On the day of the crime, Detective Goodman was not carrying his card. So now, what does all this mean? It can only mean one thing. It doesn't require much thought. The man Officer Meekins encountered in the evidence room was not Detective Goodman, but rather the man who stole his ID card. I have only one thing to say to defense. Bravo, Mr. Wright. Bravo. Allow me to summarize the defense's argument. At 5:15 p.m. on the day of the crime, the man Officer Meekins encountered in the evidence room was not Detective Goodman. There are two grounds to support this. First, the locker in the evidence room was already unlocked. Second, the victim lost his ID card. Am I correct so far, Mr. Wright? Yes. What's he doing? I don't like this. That being the case, we must inevitably arrive to a single conclusion. If the victim in this video is a fake, then the murder in the evidence room is also fake. In other words, the security camera does not show the instant of the murder. That is... Well, I guess that's right. Is something wrong, Mr. Wright? Only moments ago you seemed content to be pointing your finger around. This isn't good. Oh no, he's doing that thing again. Well, well, it seems like you finally realize exactly what you've gone to such lengths to prove. Explain yourself, Mr. Edgeworth. The defense has already done the explaining for me. The victim in this video is a fake, which means a murder did not take place at the police department on 5:15 on the day of the crime. So the real crime can only take place at one location, the underground parking lot of the prosecutor's office, the murderer being Miss Lana Skye, the defendant. The evidence is compelling. A trustworthy witness observed the moment the defendant used the murder weapon. Ah! Oh, I forgot all about that murder. I knew that testimony was way too shabby. It's a trap. The activity in the evidence room still leaves many questions unanswered. Who exactly was the victim Officer Meekins encountered, and where did this person disappear to? However, this trial's purpose is to examine the murder of Detective Goodman. Just so, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, you have to do something or else Lana... What do I do? How am I supposed to get myself out of this mess? We object! Objection! One moment, Your Honor. What now, Mr. Wright? Don't tell me you're objecting to what you've disproven. Of course not. But I almost walked into the prosecution's trap. What are you talking about? This cross-examination has proven one thing and one thing only. The security video did not show the actual murder. And the point being... However, it cannot be said that it is unrelated to the murder in the parking lot. Specifically, large amounts of blood traces were found in the evidence room. The defense demands further examination into the truth of this matter. Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor. If this court were to examine this further, other witnesses will be necessary. Is the prosecution prepared? I'm sorry, Your Honor. The prosecution considered the incident at the police department to be unrelated. We have not prepared any other witnesses for this incident. I think it's time. This just might be my chance. Time to call a certain Texas Ranger to the stand. How can you tell what we're thinking? Your Honor, the defense would like to request a specific witness. Oh? Whom do you have in mind? Someone we have reason to believe knows the truth. The truth behind the activities that took place in the evidence room. The prosecution requests to hear this person's name before deciding whether or not to comply. Sure, why not? Very well then, Mr. Wright. This person whom you have testified, what is his or her name? His name happens to be Jake Marshall. Officer Jake Marshall. Why him? Don't know everything just yet. He's in charge of the evidence room. I feel we should hear what he has to say. Prosecution agrees to the defense's request. Since he was responsible for guarding the room, we should hear his testimony. Fortunately, he works in the police department. We shouldn't need any longer than 20 minutes to prepare. Okay. Very well. The court will take a 30-minute recess while the witness is being subpoenaed. Will the prosecution please prepare the witness during this time? We will, Your Honor. Court in recess. That was a little too close. We almost lost the skin off our backs, but we're good. There's no stopping you, is there, Mr. Wright? Huh? What do you mean? You called for Jake Marshall. It seems you figured everything out. I haven't figured out anything. Lana, you're the one who knows everything. Emma, you always know everything. Why don't you just tell us? Mr. Wright is trying his hardest to protect you. I don't recall ever asking for his protection. How can you be so cold? Don't you trust us? Don't you trust me? Hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals. Oh, guess I am. I'll come back later. Oh, Detective Gumshoe, what is it? You got a lot of nerve, pal, making a detective run all around on duty. And top it off, you call me here. I've seen happier people at funerals. Sorry, Detective. You better be, pal. Hey! 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 I didn't see you there, Miss Sky. That's okay. So, have you brought what I asked? Oh! Oh-ho! 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 You mean this, right? My apologies, Detective. Due to my present circumstances, I was forced to use Mr. Wright's name when making my request. My name? Never in a million years would I have thought it was you who asked me. Could I bother you to bring me SL9 incident files? I'll need them by noon. Talk about crazy. The SL9 incident? But Lana, that's... I thought Mr. Wright might need them, so I had them brought here. Here, you might do well to read them. Can't believe you, the chief prosecutor, were a witness in that case. Miss Sky was a witness? We received a file of the SL incident files. A file within a file. Fileception! Oh, what? Now that I brought you the stuff, you're just gonna ignore me? Emma, why is your name in here? What? My name's in there? I don't know, unless... Oh, it could be. Lana, this SL9 incident, is that... That's the classification number the police filed it under. 2 years ago, the rest of the world knew it as the Joe Dark killing. Joe Dark? Why is Emma shaking? Emma? You know what? I just remembered I gotta be somewhere. Sorry, pal, but I'm out of here. Angel Star, Gaming Dan, Miles Edgeworth. Dimension Lana, Emma. What's going on here? That's not a coincidence. What's going on? Everyone involved in this case cannot be... Everyone involved with SL9 cannot be involved in this case. It's too big of a coincidence. Well, we're going to hear Jake Marshall's testimony in the next episode, so I'll see you guys then.